Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and New Biscuit. Give me a second to talk with my family. Alright, so we're on the Kids on Bike deal, part 2, and this is all Sweeney's fault. I was never going to do something like this in my life, but here we are. So I'm going to get a soft brush. This is just a Dollar Tree makeup brush. I'm going to get some white paint. And I'm going to come across him and lightly touch him and catch as much detail as I can so I can see what we're working with. Now, this is a very small miniature that did not initially have a bunch of detail, so I don't expect anything spectacular to come out of this. And also, looking back, there are probably 100 better ways I could have done these bicycle tires than with buttons, but it's too late now. We are where we are. All right, so I can see what I'm working with at least. I think the bike frame would be the easiest thing to do first. So my gentleman's going to be riding a blazing hot red bicycle. So I'm going to get some paint and a little brush. And I'm going to try to paint the frame the best I can. Okay, so then I'm going to do the wheels. And how I'm going to do the wheels is I'm going to paint the whole wheel black, and then I'm going to do an inner ring, and then I'm going to do spokes. When I had him heated up and I was pushing his hand down, I mushed the whole handlebars forward so his bike is leaning forward at a crazy angle. I didn't realize it until after I base coated or rattle can primed him. And it's a little late to go back now. And the handlebars always had those horrible rubber covers. Well, my bike I have now does. And his seat's probably black, if I'm going to make a guess. Dry my brush off. I'm going to hit him with the air gun real quick. And his blue jeans. Okay. Not exactly what I had envisioned, but it'll work. Now this gentleman's probably wearing Chuck Taylors. Oh, that's way too much paint. All right, we're going to let those sit for a minute. Let's come back and do flesh. We're going to do all his flesh at once. And then we're going to come back and do the t-shirt over top, because I think it'll be easier that way. So what I'm doing is I'm using this light mocha color for my kid. I'm not worried about his chest and stuff as much. I'm worried about just, you know, where the exposed flesh is going to be from his t-shirt and everything. I'm going to air gun him. +2 hot air gun burning. Yes, even on modern miniatures, you can use magic items. That might seem ludicrous, but it's true. All right, so I'm going to use a, this is Sunkissed Peach. And I'm going to get just a crappy brush that I don't need for anything special. I'm going to spread that paint all through there. I'm going to wipe a lot of it off. And I'm going to come back and hit some of the details on him with it. And see if that lightens him up enough to see anything. And it does. So I'm just going to work with that. And if there's any black showing, I'm not sweating that. This was just a test to see if we could do it. And I think we can. Okay. I'm going to try to lighten him up just a little bit more on the face. We want it to be a little lighter than realistic too, by the way, because the last step we're going to do is we're going to put an oil on this to kind of tie everything together and give it shading. All right, so I'm getting pavement. No, I'm not getting pavement, I'm getting silver. I'm going to use this silver since I have it right here. Let me get some silver paint. I'm going to get my brush. And I'm going to very lightly drag my brush around to simulate the rim. And it does not have to be perfect. And it does not have to be in every spot, because people are going to know what it is. All right, and I'm not even going to, well, I'll do a couple lines for spokes, but I should use a smaller brush, really. You really put a lot of better effort into this step than I'm doing for sure. Now I'm looking for a bright orange because it's the 80s and his t-shirt's got to be kicking. I'm going to hot air him and hit it again. Okay, wash my brush. Finish his Chuck Taylors and his hair. So for his chucks, I'm going to use green. Because I happen to have a pair of green chucks back in the day. I think we bought them at Kmart back when Chuck Taylors were like 15 bucks. These are, of course, high top chucks. Okay. Hockey stick and hair. Let's make that mullet sing. He's a very muscular child. All right. For the base, I'm getting dark brown. And I'm going to do it once around the parts that we got to make sure we don't get brown or painted on with this brush. I might just do the whole base of this brush because I have it out and it doesn't seem like it's that big. It's going to take that long. One little thing I want to do, and you don't have to do this, I always used to put tape on my hockey sticks, and I'm not going to be able to get it in where his hands are. Let's hot air gun him, put an oil wash on him, and see how it looks. Put some brushes away. Now remember, this is way outside my normal scope of stuff, except for the fact that I'm scratch building something, which I do that, but all right, once that's dry, you want to get a crappy brush and something plastic. I keep these laying around. You want to get your strong tone or a dark wash. I'm going to use strong tone or a dark tone. I'm going to use strong tone. And I'm not going to get my brush wet for this because I feel like it doesn't coat well if we do that. And then I'm going to get a little bit of that and push it all over the Mini. Hit the bike. Getting all those crevices. And if there's spots where it's a little too much, you can just drag it around to somewhere else. It's one of the nice things about using these oils. They don't dry real quick. And for projects like this where you can't capture the detail in any reasonable amount of time, these will do it for you. Okay. Not bad. Now when this completely dries, I would recommend using a matte finish on it. That's completely up to you. Right, one last thing I wanted to do, I'm going to get a lighter brown. This is the brown I used on his hair and stuff. I'm going to get that same brush I just washed out. I'm going to get a little bit of this here, spread it around. I'm going to create a little variation on that ground. That's a personal preference. Because that ground becomes so dark and saturated from that wash. A bike leaning forward, steering it would probably flip you and kill you. But again, it was a test model. So thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, and this was just for one of the people on Discord looking for these minis, and we looked online and couldn't find them. But if you like what I'm doing here, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, share it with a friend, stuff like that. We do sell miniatures, not these miniatures, but like high quality miniatures. I have one I'm painting right now. These are super detailed Dungeon Swag minis. They have tons of texture on them. They're just beautiful, beautiful minis, and they're so fun to paint on and work with. I enjoy them immensely, and other people do too. So check us out on DungeonSwag.com. Link will be in the description. Right now we're having an awesome Black Friday sale to the end of November. You can save $4 on a box, and you can still use the 25% discount code. So that's really a slap. We also have the free mini offer where we send a mini to you to try out at no expense to you. We cover the shipping, we cover the mini. All we ask is that you would paint it up and show it on our Discord. Speaking of Discord, hang out on our Discord so you can convince me to make silly stuff like this, or at least give me an idea to do it, and watch me just make a mess out of life. So we'll see you next time.